Well, welcome to class. You know, if a client comes in to see me and they have a really severe, like neck whiplash, a lot of pain, really strong pain, I don't go directly into that area right away. I go indirectly into it. And what would be one way of indirectly going into the neck? Anybody have an idea? How about a pelvic tilt, where the movement comes from the pelvis, and then a gentle wave goes up from the pelvis, up through the neck. Another indirect way would be through the chest, and just starting to move from the neck through the chest. So the point being, when there's a problem area, oftentimes find a way to move less directly into it, very directly from that. Why is that? Why would we move indirectly into an area? Because we can control the scenario. If I move from the chest, if I start from the neck, I'm lost. The movement's right there at the neck immediately. So if it's too much, it's like, oh, too much. But if I started from the chest, and then I start to go back, I control the scenario of what's happening in the neck. The point I'm bringing that up is I'm 8 days out from surgery, and though it's only a hernia surgery, they cut through several layers of tissue, and there are intense nerve endings down in there. Whether I'm having, a relatively minor procedure like that, or whether they had to do a bowel removal or something, the pain can be the same. So the point I'm saying is, I have to be very careful moving directly from here. And what are some of the movements that we do that move directly from here? Pelvic tilts, sways, rectangles, circles. So if we get down to the floor today, I won't be getting down to the floor with you. I'll be directing you from the chair. I can do these movements, but I have to do them so slowly that to try to teach them and to demonstrate them at the same time, I would be moving too directly from that area. I have to be very, very cautious. This area is still very vulnerable. So part of the theme today is moving indirectly into this area and learning how to move, whether it's a hernia procedure or you have a severe low back pain that's spasming and going crazy. You don't just start arching your back and cranking on it. You may move in a way that's indirectly inputting into that area. I'll show you all the different ways I move indirectly in there, which doesn't mean I'm not moving there. It just means I'm moving from another place, and then like reaching up, I'm reaching up and the movement goes from my upper body down into that surgical area. So I control the situation. I can say, oh, I'm starting to feel the pull in the stitches. I can stop right here. But if I start to do a tilt or even a side leg drop and the pelvis opens, it's like too late. The movement happens and I could be partly through that movement and then I feel the pull. The pull may not even be painful, but often I've noted 45 minutes later that pull is now an inflammation. So we move more indirectly into an area. And I'll kind of share that when we're doing with the neck and the head and so forth. So let's say because we're going to be doing a lot of heart and neck in the beginning, let's take our hands into Namaste. And so just gently bring the arms out and let the chest open. And it just opens up through the neck and the head and the crown. And then turn the palms up and reach the palms up, and now we're going up, even more up through the head and neck, but you're controlling the scenario from the chest up into the neck. And you could say, oh, this is as far as I want to go. The chest doesn't want to open the neck anymore. But opening, and then opening, and then folding. And opening, turning up, and you can even look up a little bit. The neck says, okay, that's fine. I can come down, and we come down. And opening, So that would be a gentler way to go into the neck than if the neck is really bad, then doing this. Now this might be a gentle movement, but this is direct movement into the neck. Let's take our hands right on the chest.